Hello and welcome on Watches TV, and today we're going to talk about a very original timepiece with quite an original story behind it. And you guys know that we like to showcase different takes on watchmaking, and today's story definitely has all the ingredients for this, as we will unveil to you the very first Albanian watch. So it all started at this year's GPHG trade fair, where I got to meet Mr. Piro Ruko by chance. I mean, he discreetly showed me a timepiece he had been working on for years and explained to me part of the story. And I thought, well, this could be something interesting we needed to bring to you, because it's just another fine example of how with commitment and passion you can aspire to launch your own watch brand. I mean, obviously things didn't happen overnight. There were more than 5 years of development behind this timepiece. And before coming back on some of its detail, and there are many, well, just wanted to quickly come back on Mr. Piro's journey and how this led him and his team to finally being able to share with us the result of this journey. So born in Albania, since early childhood, Piro has had the mindset of an engineer, which he inherited from his father, who was a mechanic. At just 18, he constructed his first pantograph, enabling him to craft his inaugural coins and medals, as well as pinky rings. So later at university, Piro discovered the art of filigree, the intricate metalwork used mostly in jewelry, and we have a very nice example of this that will be shown at the end of this video with a traditional Albanian gilet made in gold filigree. So Piro also ventured into the realm of coin making, where he combined his engineering skills and artistic flair to design his own tools and machinery, and his works quickly became popular among private collectors, and soon enough he started to create medals, memorable coins and trophies for the offices of the President and Prime Minister of Albania, with historic figures of the country such as Mother Teresa or Pope Clement XI, but also some creative pieces of jewelry. But it was 7 years ago when a pivotal moment in Piro's life happened and led him to the world of watchmaking. With his daughter, he went to Baselworld to check out more the jewelry side of that show. But as he started to explore the watchmaking part, and in particular the space dedicated to some of the independent brands, well, he was smitten by the exceptional works of some of the watchmakers present, and this triggered a new envy, a new challenge, and from that point on, he decided that he will craft his very first watch. But he didn't want to take any shortcuts and really wanted to tell a story with it, reflecting his obvious link with his country and its history and patrimony. So the result of this journey I have here in my hands. It is called Primordial Passion and represents everything that Piro stands for: heritage, artisanal craftsmanship, and of course precision. And despite everything being kept secret as much as possible, well, we managed to find out some details about the creation process. Since it's the first made in Albania timepiece, well, the first challenge for Piro was to find subcontractors, as he had no experience in watchmaking per se. So he tried to find them here in Switzerland, but eventually realized that he could try to do most of the parts himself on his own machines. So for instance, he tried to find a case maker, but this didn't turn out so easy to find considering the complexity and quantities involved. So he decided to make it himself, and that's how this watch case was produced, with special lugs taking direct inspiration from ancient columns. And measuring 46.5 millimeter in width, it is made from 18 karat yellow gold, and though the total height is quite impressive to accommodate the story found inside, well, the case itself remains quite thin. The crown is also special, as it is done also in the form of a column, and it's meticulously decorated with an engraving of Piro's signature style, to which we will come back a little bit later. So regarding the movement, and as many newborn brands did before him, Piro made a rational choice and worked with an established movement developer, in this case with Agenor and its AGH 6911 AP caliber, allowing for the implementation of the final design for the complex dial of this piece, Primordial Passion, which features 12 tiny figurines of Albanian folk dancers representing 12 regions of the country. Each figurine is handcrafted, has its own unique facial features and costume, and they measure between 9 to 10 millimeter in height. So believe me, I mean, that's small, and you really need to see them with your own eyes to understand the truly fantastic craftsmanship behind each dancer. I mean, even the tiniest embroidery of the traditional dresses can be clearly seen in the close-ups, and you almost have an impression that the whole set is ready to move in an Albanian folk dance. And talking about the dancing playground, the actual dial, well, it is also made to impress. It is paved with 1,500 separate Murano glass stones. Yes, you heard me right, 1,500, and that's quite a puzzle of super small stones, as there are 64 different cuts, the smallest ones measuring only 0.2 millimeter. So this micro mosaic replicates the Piero brand motif. And here's an interesting thing, it is an interpretation of the double-headed eagle, the national symbol of Albania. So the red and black gradient of the paving is adjusted to indicate the hours and represents the national colors of Albania. The hour and minute hands also bear some references to the Albanian culture, as they are made in the form of eagle claws holding arrows. And these tiny figurines are sealed under this dome sapphire glass of 22 millimeter in height, specially manufactured in Switzerland, and they are also mirrored on the case back with another fine display of engraving techniques. So this watch is of course a unique piece, and it will be competing in the artistic crafts category at this year's GPHG. But it seems that it is just the beginning for the Piero brand, and they are already working on some other models, all focused on high craftsmanship. Future will tell. So yes, and I've said this before, but design is always a subjective appreciation, and that's totally fine. I mean, you might like it or not, me the same or vice versa, but the level of commitment put in this piece is really exceptional, and this can totally and objectively be perceived when you look at all the details and the complexity that comes along. So no wonder it took them more than 5 years to develop and manufacture. So apart from the sapphire dome movement and the actual strap coming from Switzerland, everything has been produced by Mr. Piero and his team in Albania. And to wrap up this video, well, look at the super kind present we received from them, displaying their original craft of filigree. Quite cool, right? And will sit nicely here at our club space. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very different take on watchmaking. Always a pleasure to see and meet people around the world contributing in the ever-evolving story of our beloved craft. So the very best to you, and viva different watchmaking! See you soon. And here's an interesting thing. It resembles a Greek pattern